Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miss back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys, for yet another album review, or yet another music review, whatever we want to call it. We're here for the Culture 3 Migos album review, and I'm really excited about this one. I had mentioned it in a post the other day on my Instagram about the album, but it is probably my favorite album of the year so far. And I mean, we're about halfway through the year, of course, a little over halfway now, I think just under halfway basically, but really fun, really good album, and I really like it. I've always been a very big Migos fan ever since I first heard Bad and Bougie way back in 2017, 2016? Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple years, obviously. I love them so much in high school. I have so many memories of Culture 2, which is probably, we'll get into that later. I'm going to rank the 3 Culture albums, and yeah, we'll get into it later. So, I have a list, same as the Polo G Hall of Fame video. I have basically the same list. So, first impressions of the album was fantastic. I couldn't have been happier, to be honest. Like I said, I've always been a huge fan of Migos ever since I first started listening to them, and it's great. I mean, it's a fun album. Something you could always expect in the music of Migos is them talking about money, them talking about women, drugs. Nonetheless, I think it's a really fun album. The production on this album is fantastic. A couple of murder beats, DJ Durrell, who I love. It's fantastic producers on this project. And honestly, I mean, every once in a while, you really get some golden lines out of any 3 of the Migos members. Now, personally, Takeoff has always been my favorite member, and he's got some fantastic verses. You listen to Avalanche, Takeoff's verse on Avalanche is fantastic, and he comes in so hard, and it is so good. I love it so much. Yeah, I mean, the first impressions were fantastic. I couldn't have been happier, and then the second time listening through to the album, I honestly think I liked it even more, which is really surprising. Now, yeah, I don't know, it's pretty rare for that to happen. I feel like always the second time I get back, or the second time I listen to the album again, I maybe dislike it a little bit more. But then after that, it just grows on me, and I start to like it more and more. And I've, ever since the video I made about Hall of Fame, I really started to like this Polo album more and more. So, back to the Migos album, though. I guess we'll talk about my favorite songs. So, I pretty much have every song on the album downloaded. There were 19 songs, 2 of them which weren't new, which was Straightening and Need It, which I really like both of those. So technically, I like 17 out of the 19 songs on the album. It's an hour and 15-minute album, so it is pretty long. I mean, to be fair, I don't have 4 of the songs downloaded, and that takes away 16 minutes. So, but you kind of expect that from a Migos album, because normally, pretty much every song has a Quavo chorus, a Quavo verse, a Quavo chorus, an Offset verse, a Quavo chorus, a Takeoff verse, and a Quavo chorus. So, there's almost always 4 or 5 choruses throughout the song, or replays of the chorus, I guess. But let's go through the list. So, my favorite songs from the album are Avalanche, Malibu, Modern Day, Vaccine, Jane, Antisocial, Mahomes, and Time for Me. I really like these songs. My favorite features are obviously the only 2 I mentioned in here, Polo G off Malibu, and of course Juice WRLD off of Antisocial. I'm not gonna lie, kind of been struggling with Antisocial lately. I really don't like Quavo's verse in it at all, but Juice makes up for it, so it is okay. And I really like Takeoff's verse. I think Juice and Takeoff kind of work well together. Polo G, I mean, it's Polo G, right? How can you go wrong with Polo? I really do like Malibu, though. Offset runs the chorus in that song, and it's really good. Like I said, Avalanche, 100%. Takeoff goes so hard and it's so good. The production on Avalanche is sick. Malibu is fantastic. I really like Offset's chorus. Modern Day was actually a leak or a snippet that I used to listen to earlier this year, which I'm very happy it was released, and it's fantastic. I really, really like Offset's verse on Modern Day. Vaccine is fantastic. So, so good. Jane is really, really awesome. I already mentioned Antisocial. Mahomes might be my favorite song on the album. It's between Modern Day, Vaccine, and Mahomes for me. Really, really, really good songs, and I really, really love them. Like I said, guys, I think this is my favorite album of 2021 so far. Really undisputedly, which is surprising. I figured it would have been TJ's album, Destined to Win. It's not TJ's album. It's probably top 3. That I figured was going to be Polo's album, and it's definitely not. It's probably top 3 though. And then the final song, Time for Me, which I also really, really like. Talking about the features on the album, Drake is pretty good. Having Our Way, featuring Drake, is pretty good. I don't mind it. Not as good as Walk It, or Walk It Talk It, whatever. But it is still pretty good. Cardi B's feature, I honestly just cringe listening to it. I just don't like Cardi B that much. I really wish she wasn't in the song, because I would really, really like that song. Get rid of her verse and we're vibing, honestly. Future on Picasso was actually really good. I just don't really want to listen to Picasso all the time. I have a playlist right now of the new Polo songs that I'm in love with and the new Migos songs that I'm in love with. And I've just been listening to that playlist on repeat. The Justin Bieber feature on What You See is really, really fun. I really like it. The Pop Smoke feature is pretty good on Light It Up. Yeah, no complaints on any of the features apart from Cardi B, really. And I feel like that's where most of the complaints on the features are coming from. But nonetheless, guys, that will be the end of today's video. I would like to know what you guys think of the album. I personally think it's a really, really good album. Where does it stand on the culture list for me? I'm thinking probably culture 1, 2, and 3 right now. I'm gonna have to sit on 3, obviously. Culture 1 is such a classic. Bad and Bougie is literally one of my favorite songs of all time. Call Casting is fantastic. But I have so many good memories of Culture 2. I remember at the time, I had listened to it with my girlfriend. And the first time I heard Narcos, I freaked out. I just fell in love. Man, it's so good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's probably 1, 2, 3 right now, but as time goes on, we'll see if that changes, and I'll keep you guys updated. So thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. Again, please let me know what your thoughts of the album are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.